Hello, and welcome to episode 95 of Things I've Learned from Barry Harris. And today I thought we would discuss small things, looking at small things. But before we get started, I just wanted to thank Adam and all the people over at Open Studio. They asked me to come do a workshop there, and I really had a blast. It was really nice, and there were a lot of really great students there. And if you want to check out their YouTube page, Open Studio, it's really wonderful, nice resource for learning jazz and other music too. And they have a lot of different exercises and different things to look at in terms of packages to sign up for and things like that. But it was really wonderful experience, and Adam was really a pleasure to work with. And he's one of the teachers over there, and he took the class, which shows how interested he is as a teacher at still trying to learn, which is fantastic. I love seeing that. So anyway, go check out Open Studio. But for today's lesson, I want to look at something small, or small things. I thought we would take the first two chords of Body and Soul, which would be E flat minor, going to B flat 7, or some people play D diminished. So if let's say we were playing the beginning of the melody, just the very beginning of the melody. Now, there's a lot of ways that we can tackle that. So what I was focusing on is this, once we got to the B flat 7, how I was looking at this note as, instead of B flat 7, which you can look at it as, but the fifth of B flat 7, I was looking at it as one of the notes of the diminished. So then we say, this is a diminished, which is really pretty. So let's just try to put that in with the melody. So we'll say, nice run. Pretty. Let's try, instead of just running the scale down, maybe we'll run up to it. Also pretty. Maybe we'll do like a little pattern where we play thirds. So we'll say, nice. Or maybe we can do, maybe we'll do each note twice. Also pretty. Let's do, I like these where we put the chromatics in between each note. So here's the diminished. So maybe we'll put the chromatics in between. I like that one. And you can do them backwards, so let's see. Those are also beautiful. So what I mean by small things is, this is the first bar of Body and Soul, just the first bar. 2 beats of E flat minor, 2 beats of D diminished or B flat 7, whichever way you want to look at it. And look at all the different ways that we can approach even playing the melody and adding little nice notes to it, or even as you're soloing, you can use all these things. So if you think about it, we could spend, as musicians, a lot of time practicing and learning a lot of different things, but sometimes it's nice to take one little small thing and practice this little small thing and try to come up with a million different things from it. So let's say, how about if we do, that's a half step below each note of the diminished or the diminished scale. That's a nice one. How about if we do thirds? We could play thirds on guitar. Those are pretty. Or maybe we'll do a half step below each one of the thirds. Also pretty. So how about if we do, instead of we'll do flat fifth. So we'll say also really pretty. So also beautiful. So it's these little small things, and I think I've been talking to my students about this, and the people that I've been having little get-togethers with, and I think the thing that I was always mistaken about was I would come back from a class, one of Barry's classes, where it would be, let's say the improv class, where it's about 2.5 to 3 hours of a series of looking at like this chord going to this chord, or the first 4 bars of a blues, or the first 2 bars of a blues, or even just things to play on B flat 7. And I remember thinking like, wow, this is really great, but when do we get to the bigger stuff? Like, when do we really get to the bigger stuff? And then after years and years of being in Barry's class, we never seemed to get to the bigger stuff. And it occurred to me that that was my mistake for thinking that the bigger stuff was something else. The bigger stuff, or what I thought was the bigger stuff, was all these little small things, like thinking about a million different ways to play the very first part of Body and Soul. And then you build upon that. You just keep building, keep building, keep building. So now your foundation is filled with these little small things. And these little small things, when added up, create this much larger, more grand thing, which is what I always thought, like, oh, what's this next thing? But it's not. It's these little small things. That's the whole point of studying with Barry, where you're like, wow, I feel like maybe we're getting bogged down in just 1 bar or 2 bars of something. But that's not getting bogged down. That's getting deeper into the music. And it's also why sometimes studying with Barry for a while, it ruins you to listen to other music, because if you listen that intently to things and you're really aware of a certain change or in a tune, and you hear maybe one of your favorite players and they kind of glance over a change, or maybe they don't, they act as if it wasn't important or something like that, it's a little disappointing. You're like, oh, maybe they haven't checked that out. I don't know if that's the case, or maybe that's not the way they think about soloing or developing as a musician. But once you're around Barry, that's all he talks about, are these little small things. And when you hear him play, that's what you discover. You get all these, you could listen to Barry play and stop and at any point, and then listen to 4 bars, or listen to 6 bars and then stop it at 6 bars. And within that 4 or 6 bars, you're going to find a million things that you can practice and really develop and work on. And that's what I mean by small things. So let's keep that in mind. The small things are what's important. There are no big things. It's just the small things. Anyway, until next time, thanks.